Okay, we're going to solder up our speakers now. So what you need are both of your speakers. Here on the underside, you'll see the soldering connection points, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry that it says positive and negative. For some speaker circuits, the polarization is important. For ours, it isn't, so we can put them any way. You also get a long bit of wire, kind of a double wire here. What I need you to do to start with is to fold that in half. So fold that in half, end to end, fold it in half, and I just want you to clip it into two. There we go. So clip my wire into two. The next thing you're going to do for me is strip both ends of both wires. To be able to do that, just take your fingernails and just peel these two bits of wire apart, like that. Okay, peel both bits of wire apart, so you've got it like that, on all four sides. Then take your red wire strippers, remember I mentioned these earlier, and what I want you to do is just gently squeeze with the wire clippers, and when you can feel it tug, you're just going to pull forwards, and that's going to pull all your wires apart, like that. So do that on all four sides, and then we'll move on. Okay, so here we are. I have stripped all of the wires. I've stripped all of the wires for our speaker. What I've also done is the wires obviously are lots of different strands. So to hold them together as one strand, I've just twisted them together like you would plaiting hair, just so that it acts as one piece of wire. Makes life lots easier. What I want you to do now is to take your speaker, and where your speaker holes are, so the connections here, you're going to thread through. Sorry, that was my camera nearly falling off. So I want you to thread your wire through the hole and fold it up on the other side like so. When you've done that, we're ready to solder it. So we'll hold that. We'll hold the speaker maybe just flat on the floor. That's fine. Flat on the surface. Bend that over, and we're just going to apply solder into the space. What you should be left with is a nice soldered tag. There's no hole, no gap. That is a really secure connection. When you're happy with it, you can clip off the excess copper wire to make a nice neat connection. Now, if there's any gaps in there, that's going to affect your sound quality coming out of the speaker, so it's important you make sure that is really, really well soldered. So now you can go ahead and do all of the other three connections. So I've now soldered both speakers, so we can see that. Really nice secure connections on both speakers. It doesn't matter which way around the negative and positive go, don't worry about that. Now on the other end, what we're looking for, so twist these nice and tight, and you might be better actually if you've stripped quite a lot of wire off, just shortening those to about that long. And we take our PCB, and you can see where it says speaker 1, I'll turn it right way around for you, speaker 1 and speaker 2. Now it doesn't matter which speaker is speaker 1 or which speaker is speaker 2. What you're going to do is you're going to pop those wires first of all through that hole, because that keeps the wires tidy and stops the connection snapping. And then you're just going to bend them into the holes as you have done previously. Sometimes this can be fiddly if the strands of wire aren't behaving. So you can push them into the holes like so. Turn them over and solder them in place. Okay. So thread your wire through that hole, bend them over in speaker 1 and then the next one in speaker 2. So there we go, both of our speakers are now soldered in place, as you can see underneath, soldered neatly, no gaps, and the neatness of your soldering is going to implement the quality of the sound, okay? So it's very important they're done really well. I'll just tidy that up. It's going to make sure the sound quality is great. So now we're ready to think about the input and the power with a switch.